What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today we've got a ton of Black Ops 3 multiplayer information to discuss in this video, which is all from David Von Hart on Twitter. If you missed my last video, that was a ton more of Black Ops 3 multiplayer information, a lot of interesting features that will be in the game, and I'll link that video as a card in the top right of the screen right now, and also in the description. Make sure you check that out. It's a ton more of Black Ops 3 multiplayer info, but in this video, we've got even more multiplayer information to talk about. So as always, if you enjoy the video, and if you like me bringing you guys all of this information, then definitely hit the like button, and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the latest Black Ops 3 information. The first question was about Flak Jacket, and Von Hart responded saying that basically it's still in the game, it's still a perk, and there's no significant differences between Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3, so expect it to function the exact same way as the perk did in Black Ops 2. And the next question was asking if all the maps will feature the underwater and wall running features, and he responded saying that not all maps have water, so that won't be a big feature on all the maps, so you won't be able to swim on every single multiplayer map, just a few of them. But he said all maps have walls, thus wall running is a big feature, and it's possible to do on all the maps. But from what I've heard, it's not actually a big deal as it is in, say, Titanfall, where it's pretty much the point of the game is to run all the walls. All the buildings, the maps are designed specifically for wall running, but in this game I've heard from people who've played it that is really not too much of a big deal. It's just kind of like a thing you can do. It's like in the corner of some maps, and it's just like a little thing that you can do now and again, but is no way essential to the game, and you're not going to be required to run on walls to kind of get to certain places or have an edge over people. And the next question was about Lightweight Pro, someone asking if it's going to be built in to your character or whether it'll be a perk. And Lightweight Pro is essentially no falling damage, and because we had that in Advanced Warfare with the exosuits, there was no falling damage at all in multiplayer, which is the first for Call of Duty. And Von Hart responded saying that he wasn't too sure yet. It's a pre-alpha, and he wasn't actually too sure, but it seems unnecessary right now, and there's not much full damage at play, so we'll have to find out later about how that's going to work and whether there will be full damage in Black Ops 3. Someone asked about stopping power and Juggernaut being back, and he responded saying that's a troll, right? Not on my watch. So basically saying there's no way stopping power or Juggernaut will return in Black Ops 3. We all know that they're not very good perks because they kind of require you to run them, and they kind of like ruin the perk system because you can't run any other perk in that category. And someone said stopping power should be brought back, to be fair, if Juggernaut isn't, and Von Hart responded saying high caliber will reward precision shooters and stopping power would be a must-have perk, and basically those are not really essential perks in the game. If you kind of have to run them, there's no point in having them in the game. So obviously we know that stopping power will not be in the game, but high caliber is interesting because it's actually an attachment you can put on some of your weapons, and this will give you bonus damage for headshots. That's a very interesting perk. Not sure whether it will make it into the alpha or the beta or any final build of the game, but it's possible it could make it into the final build, and we could actually have an attachment that boosts your headshot damage. Personally, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't really like the idea of any perk or attachment that boosts your damage or time to kill, but maybe they'll tune it in a way where it isn't so overpowered. But to me, that doesn't really sound like a good idea. Leave your thoughts down below if you think a high caliber attachment is a good idea where it kind of boosts your headshot damage. Maybe it's good because it rewards people that are accurate, but I'm not too sure about that perk. It's definitely a controversial one. The next question was about assigned score streaks to loadouts, how you can basically put your score streaks on certain classes and you can change them mid-game. And Von Hart responded saying he appreciates that point of view, but he believes that it's key to the decision making and the risk/reward combat loop, and he kind of feels it's appropriate where you should have to be stuck with your set score streaks that you pick into a game. And I personally don't like that. I really do love the games that let you kind of like pick your certain score streaks and kind of select them to a class. So if you don't like it, or if you're maybe doing very well, or if you're doing very badly, you can change to a more passive, maybe just UAVs. If you think you're going to do very well in the game, you can switch to a class which is more around like the higher kill streaks. I really do love the COD games where you can kind of change your classes and it will change your score streaks along with that. I think Modern Warfare 3 is the first game to bring that in, but hopefully Black Ops 3 they'll actually let you do that. But the way Treyarch are going, they've never let you do that, and I don't think they're going to let us kind of change our score streaks. You kind of pick them before you go into a game, and then you're stuck with them for the entire game. And the next question is about the Black Hat PDA and the hacking mechanic, and he said they haven't answered it yet, but they have big plans for hacking mechanics and how they're going to work out in the game. And I personally absolutely loved the Black Hat PDA. I thought that thing was amazing. It was probably one of my favorite things in the game, to be honest, because you could just whip it out. You could like take people's care packages, friendly or enemy or your own. You could take like care packages that land on roof. I had a tactic where I'd like deliberately put care packages on roof so that only I could take it, because I was like normally the only one running the Black Hat PDA. But I thought it was a really cool little device to be able to hack things. You could destroy things from like around walls. I thought it was a really good device, so hopefully they kind of implement a similar thing to Black Ops 3. Someone asked about are the basic game modes still 6v6, and he basically said yes, so we still know that is a confirmed fact. Can you please add toughness? I cannot play without it, is what someone said, and he said that's my point. If you can't play without a perk, then it doesn't sound like a perk anymore, and that's basically reinforcing the point that if it's a stable perk and you cannot play without it, then it's really got no kind of business being in the game. If you have to run it, it kind of blocks up your whole category. So everyone has built-in toughness. That's something I covered in my last video. Someone asked, are pistols going to be good and viable like the past Black Ops games? And he basically said that he wants to make it kind of viable for a point. So if it's worth a point, if it's as valuable as a primary weapon, then it needs to be as powerful as a primary weapon. So pistols can be quite powerful in Black Ops 3. Someone said, are there bolt action snipers in multiplayer? And he said yes, it's one of the primary sniper rifle archetypes, so we can definitely expect some really cool bolt action snipers as always. I think they're always the fan favorite, the bolt action ones since like COD 4, to be honest. We always like the bolt action snipers and they're really cool to use. Someone asked about, well, do we have wrist launcher grenades like Advanced Warfare, or do we throw them like in classic CODs? And also, are shock charges returning? He said you can throw grenades just like normal, and shock charges are currently in the game, but they could be taken out because again it's an early build of the game. Someone said, is there a perk that counters the VSAT? And he said there are multiple. We'll get the details later, and we want you to be able to fight back against score streaks. And again, this really confused me. I don't know how he means that you can fight back. In my last video I talked about how he did say that you can fight back against the orbital VSAT, and I cannot think of how multiple perks will let you fight back against it. Leave your comments below if you think you know what he means by that. How could perks help you fight back against an orbital VSAT? The next question was basically, are there going to be adjustable score streaks, so like you can customize them like Advanced Warfare? He said I'll get back to you with that later. I really hope they do, because I thought that was a very good feature of Advanced Warfare. Someone asked, how will the maps be bigger or smaller? And he said they're basically bigger, but they feel smaller because of the movement. Someone asked about the limit on how many variants you can create, and he said somewhere between 2 and 12. Someone asked about EMP grenades, and he said yes, there are EMP grenades currently in the game. And then finally someone asked about the melee system, and it's actually been changed so that you do not default knife someone that's a one-hit kill. You actually kind of pistol whip them, or you hit them with the stock of your gun, and it's a 2-hit kill always. It's always going to be a 2-hit kill unless you actually equip the combat knife as an actual weapon, then it's a 1-hit. And of course single player and zombies work differently. But that has been a ton of multiplayer info. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like rating, I'd appreciate that. Subscribe for the latest Black Ops 3 videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.